Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. John Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support. With all that being said, let's get into it. So today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the Amazing Bucks next series. Admittedly, it got better as we went, but I'm just going to talk about Giannis and KD and the Nets and the Bucks and all that good stuff. So with all that being said, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, so you never miss out on any of the fun. With all that, let's go. So first off, I just want to say that I really enjoyed this series. After the first two games, I was really nervous, simply because all of the Nets the Nets trio were all healthy, and they were just gonna wipe the floor with Milwaukee. So I do have to admit that if Brooklyn was healthy, this series would have not gone to 7. It's clear that Milwaukee had to drag it out and go to 7 just to beat a hobble Nets team. So I'm sure healthy it would have been just an absolute floor wipe. But that's okay. That's not what it was. So we got a great 7-game series. So I just want to say that. So as you saw in the title card, put exercising playoff demons. I think not that Giannis has done it completely yet, I don't think, but I think Giannis is definitely on his way to doing that because after they went down 0-2, there was a lot of talk about and slander about how, rightfully so, about how Giannis can't win a championship as the number one guy and all this stuff. And then Giannis, you can see stat lines. He never had less than 33 points, never less than 12 rebounds. Yeah, he didn't shoot super good in game 3, but the other games he shot all over 50. In the last 3, he shot all over 60. So he had 40 points last night, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. He played 50 minutes. He's just awesome. I think they have finally figured out the best way to use Giannis. Look, I get that we want everyone to have complete games and be able to score at all levels and do everything on the court. But you know what? Sometimes that's just not in the fold for players across all sports. We can't expect all players to be able to do everything. That's what makes the players that can do everything super special. And I also understand that the Nets don't have a dominant interior defense, but Giannis did against the Bucks. He feasted against the Nets. I mean, absolute feast. But Giannis, they just put him down in the paint. He caught the ball each time within 15 feet of the basket. He let Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton handle the ball, and he was an absolute monster. They could not stop him, which I think that's how they just need to use Giannis. You can't. I don't want to see Giannis shooting threes. I want Giannis to shoot the occasional mid-range jumper. I want him to get to the basket, be a dominant interior player, dominate on defense, and make 65% of your free throws. If Giannis can do that, because Giannis is a 2-time MVP, he's proven his game. Giannis has proven himself. And the last 2 MVP seasons, he got stopped by the wall in Toronto, then the wall in Miami, And I also understand that he hasn't played a wall defense, but with his news philosophy, I feel like the wall's not as effective because he wouldn't be handling the ball as much. So then the wall doesn't do any really good if Giannis is catching the ball, 10 feet from the basket, and if you come to double or triple, and then he just kicks it out or whatever, and they've got competent enough shooters. And whatnot. So, I don't think the wall really would work as long as they try to use Giannis like this. Now, if Mike Budenholzer continues to do this, we'll be seeing because, honestly, he made some very questionable decisions this series, but, honestly, that's okay. I think the biggest thing that changed this Bucks team was, a difference in philosophy. They definitely spaced the floor better around Giannis. But the addition of Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker were definitely so different because they were kind of like a finesse team, but now they're super physical, they're super rough. I'm sure you guys saw the memes about how they're basically tackling Kevin Durant, but that's okay. They play super physical, they play great defense. I think the last stretch, I don't think the Nets scored over 115, the last 5 games or whatever. I don't know that for sure. But I think over the last 5 games, I don't think they ever scored over 115. They barely got over 110 a few times. I think if I'm wrong, make sure to comment down below. But I think Drew Holiday, as far as scoring and handling the basketball, because now with Drew Holiday, Giannis doesn't really have to handle the ball unless they're in transition. Giannis had to be the co-ball handler with Chris Middleton, but now with Drew Holiday, who's also one of the best defenders, and he played great defense on KD's last shot in overtime, by the way. Joe Holiday's able to create offense for himself, and he's kind of struggling in Game 7, but he picked it up in the last. He picked it up in the last little bit. He hit the game winner in Game 3, and stuff like that. Chris Middleton has been so much better. He's had 38 points these last 2 games facing elimination. I think he's had 38 in both games. I know he had 38 in Game 6 for sure. I think he had 38 in Game 7, but I'm not completely sure. He's their closer. He's their guy that's their tough bucket getter. He really is. He's the one that's the best at creating his own shot. And PJ Tucker, even though he's not like the KD bother he used to be. KD was getting. KD was still getting massive buckets on him, but I think PJ Tucker, has just like a certain toughness to the team along with Drew Holiday. So basically, they're just a lot tougher now. And if Giannis is going to win a chip here soon, this is the time to do it. The Bucks need to seize this opportunity. You need to prove to Giannis that the Supermax was the correct decision, and you need to go ahead and win the chip. You need to go ahead and win the championship, beat whoever comes out of the West, beat whoever you're going to play in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference Finals, because this time Philadelphia and Atlanta have not played Game 7 yet. You need to go ahead and win the East, win the Finals, and then after that, all the criticism is over, to be honest. We're just going to forget everything because that's how the media works, honestly. But Giannis is still only 26, so I have no doubt he'll win another chip eventually. I'll have another really good chance to win a championship eventually. But you might as well just go ahead and seize this opportunity. You might as well go ahead. You've got a tough-built team. The 2 basically favorites are out. If the Clippers coming out of the West, Kawhi's probably not going to be there. So the Suns, I think they match up well against the Suns, and I think they match up well against Milwaukee or Atlanta and or Philadelphia. So this is a great opportunity for them to seize the moment. Giannis can win a championship, and then at 26, he's a 2-time MVP, a champion. I would assume he'd probably be Finals MVP as well, and a Defensive Player of the Year, All-Pro, All-Star. That ring helps your legacy so much and your resume. That's a great resume. At 26, he's going to be a champion and a 2-time MVP. That would be really good for Giannis. And I really like Giannis. He's just super funny. He's so funny, and I love his story, and he's so humble and everything like that. So I am pulling for Giannis. All right, on to KD. I think KD has made a very, very great case as the best player in the world. If you want to say he's the best player in the world right now, I would not be opposed to that. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to completely give him the crown yet just because I want to see if LeBron still has it. Because, LeBron had a 70-day offseason and got injured. So, he didn't play super great. So, if LeBron comes back and he's not as good as he was, then, yeah, I would definitely give KD the best player in the world. But if you want to say he is right now, not really going to get an argument from me. But as far as what KD did in this series, I was really impressed on what he did after Kyrie Irving got hurt, which I hope they're all healthy next year or whatever going forward. But, Game 5, he has the first 45, 15, and 10 game in NBA history. Just absolutely amazing. That last dagger shot in Game 5 to put him up 4 reminding me just like his 2017 Game 3 NBA final shot. It was so cold. I was actually talking to my friend earlier on the phone today. It's funny that KD and Giannis are the same height and weight, and they look completely different, but that's whatever. Anyways, but just watching KD score the basketball so effortlessly is so fun to watch. Literally unguardable. PJ Tucker, who's supposed to be this KD stopper, scorched him. He was scorching everybody. Like I said, when PJ Tucker wasn't guarding, they had Drew Holiday on him. I don't think that was the correct choice, but that's not KD's fault. But anyways, KD played every minute of Game 5. He played every minute of Game 7. He scored the most points in Game 7 ever. Just an absolute beast. He's been an absolute monster ever since he came into the league. The thing that impresses me the most is he's doing this coming off an Achilles injury, which honestly is the worst injury for a basketball player. And he averaged 34 this playoff series. He averaged, he shot over 50% for the playoffs and everything like that. So KD is just awesome and amazing. like I said, he definitely has a case for best player in the world. This is the only time where I've been comfortable. Like, yes, Kevin Durant definitely is in the discussion. I mean, he always has been, but this is the only time where I felt like KD is playing at the same level he's been at, and LeBron's coming down a little bit. So this would be a perfect opportunity for KD, best player in the world. If they would have won Game 7, then I probably would have gone ahead and said, but you know, and I get why he's super tired. He played every minute and everything like that, but he did go 0 for 6 in overtime, and he airballed the last shot. And like I get why it happened, but if LeBron did that, oh my God, the media would be going nuts. And honestly, I don't care. Like I watch the game. I form my own opinion. I don't really care what the media says, but it's just kind of funny. But I don't necessarily blame KD. I mean that's not good. It's not good. It's not an excusable thing. But I can see why it happened. And the air ball, like that was a tough shot anyways. And Drew Holiday played great defense. So I don't even really worry about the fact that he airballed more than the fact that he went over 6 in overtime. But regardless, still he still scored the most points in Game 7 history. If his shoe size was one size smaller, that's a three. The shot to tie the game, that's a 3-pointer. They win the series. We're not even talking about overtime. It doesn't matter. But that just goes to show you how like it's literally inches that separate, wins and losses in the playoffs. But and I don't blame KD for not getting his foot behind. He did a turnaround fadeaway over 2 guys. Like the fact that he even got the shot off and it was even close and he even made it was amazing anyway. So, but basically, I really enjoyed the series. It lived up to my expectations. Unfortunately, it did take injuries to probably get there. But I really enjoyed the series. Game 7 was awesome. This Game 7 was one of the best Game 7s I've ever watched. Kevin Durant's great. Giannis is great. Harden, shout out to him for playing through the leg injury. I hope the Nets come back super healthy next year. And they all get to play together more. I really want them to play together like a super special year. But I definitely am super happy for Giannis and the Bucks, and I'm pulling for Giannis and the Bucks to win the championship from this point forward with LeBron and Luka, unfortunately, both eliminated. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave your thoughts. Do you think KD is the best player in the world? What did you think about the Bucks pulling out in 7? Make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. Check out the link content. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.